Welcome to this exploration into understanding the intricate nature of female psychology through the timeless lens of Stoicism. In this journey, we are not simply decoding behaviors or creating strategies for superficial success. We are delving into the very essence of connection, empathy, and wisdom, virtues that Stoics held sacred. Women, like men, are driven by complex emotions, desires, and principles. But to truly understand what women want, we must first understand human nature and the role our emotions play in shaping our desires. This is where Stoic philosophy comes in, offering clarity, balance, and a foundation rooted in timeless principles. In this video, we'll break down this journey into 5 essential parts, each one building on the last to form a cohesive understanding. Part 1. Mastering Emotional Intelligence. We begin by addressing the importance of controlling your emotions and how emotional regulation shapes not only your own psyche, but also how others perceive you. Women, like anyone, value emotional stability. Stoicism teaches us how to cultivate this strength. Part 2. Understanding authentic confidence. Confidence is often misunderstood as arrogance, but true confidence is grounded in self-awareness and humility. In this part, we explore how Stoics define confidence and how mastering it leads to attracting others through authenticity, not performance. Part 3. The power of listening and empathy. Women appreciate being understood on a deeper level, and this part focuses on how to genuinely listen and respond with empathy. Stoic philosophy teaches us how to silence our own needs and egos to make space for the emotions and thoughts of others, a skill crucial for any meaningful connection. Part 4. Alignment of values. What truly sustains a relationship is the alignment of core values. Here, we explore how to understand and align with what truly matters in the life of a woman, and how, through the Stoic practice of virtue, you can meet these desires authentically. Part 5. Letting go of control. Finally, we conclude with the Stoic concept of letting go of what is outside of our control. Women, like everyone, seek authenticity, not manipulation. This part will teach you the art of acceptance and how letting go of the need to control can lead to a deeper connection and trust. Each part of this video is a fragment of a larger whole. Missing one would be like skipping a step in building a foundation. By the end, you'll have a clearer, more centered approach to relationships, free from anxiety and confusion. So, before we begin, make sure to subscribe and stay with me through the entire video, as every part is essential to seeing the complete picture. Stoicism isn't just about personal growth. It's about understanding the world, and in this case, understanding what women truly want. In the Stoic worldview, emotions are not something to be repressed, but understood, acknowledged, and ultimately mastered. Women, like all individuals, seek stability in those around them. They are drawn to those who exhibit emotional control and composure, especially in challenging situations. This isn't about being emotionless, but about not letting your emotions dominate your actions or cloud your judgment. Think about this. Every time you lose control, whether through anger, jealousy, or insecurity, you lose sight of the bigger picture. You allow yourself to be swept away by temporary feelings, undermining your sense of self and the image you project. The Stoics believed that by mastering our emotional responses, we reclaim our freedom and ability to act with reason. Now, how does this relate to understanding what women want? Emotional intelligence, your ability to understand and manage not only your own emotions, but those of others, is crucial. Women desire someone who can be a steady presence, not easily shaken by the ups and downs of life. When you can demonstrate calmness in the storm, you provide a sense of security, something every relationship needs. But emotional intelligence also extends beyond just controlling yourself. It involves recognizing the emotions of the person in front of you. Can you pick up on her signals of discomfort, happiness, or concern? Are you aware of how your words or actions might affect her emotional state? Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of the inner workings of both ourselves and others, helping us navigate complex emotional landscapes with grace. Through constant practice, you can learn to observe your emotions from a distance, becoming the master of your reactions. The Stoics taught that nothing outside of us, not even the actions or opinions of others, can truly harm us unless we allow them to. The same goes for relationships. The more balanced and emotionally intelligent you are, the more appealing you become because you are not easily swayed by fleeting emotions or external validation. Mastering emotional intelligence sets the foundation for everything else that follows. It will allow you to be the calm in the storm, the person who brings balance and understanding to any situation, a quality that is universally valued, but especially appreciated by women seeking connection and trust. In the next part, we'll explore confidence, how to build it in a way that isn't about ego or bravado, but something grounded in your character and virtues. Stay with me, because as you'll soon see, each step is deeply connected to the next. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess, but here's the catch: it must be genuine. In today's world, many confuse confidence with arrogance or bravado, projecting a false sense of superiority that actually reveals insecurity beneath the surface. But Stoicism teaches us that true confidence is rooted in something far deeper. It comes from a place of self-awareness, virtue, and inner strength. Women, like anyone, are drawn to confidence, but not the kind that's loud or boastful. Authentic confidence is quiet, calm, and assured. It doesn't need to prove itself because it's grounded in an unshakable sense of self. This type of confidence comes from knowing who you are, your values, and your ability to navigate the world with integrity and purpose. The Stoics believed that confidence should be derived from what is within your control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, not from external circumstances like status, wealth, or even approval from others. If you tie your confidence to external factors, it becomes fragile, easily shattered when those things are taken away or don't go as planned. Now let's translate this into understanding what women want. When you're authentically confident, you project stability. You're not needy for approval or validation because your sense of self doesn't depend on it. Women can sense when confidence is real versus when it's simply a mask for insecurity. Authentic confidence reassures them that you are a person who can handle life's challenges without crumbling under pressure or seeking constant reassurance. Another key point: confidence without humility quickly turns into arrogance. Stoicism teaches us to temper our confidence with a deep sense of humility. This means being aware of your strengths, but also acknowledging your limitations. It's understanding that as strong as you may be, there is always room for growth, for learning, for improvement. This balance of confidence and humility creates a magnetic pull, because it shows you are both capable and grounded. And finally, confidence is not just about how you carry yourself, it's about how you treat others. A confident person lifts others up rather than putting them down. They don't feel threatened by the success or opinions of others, which makes them more approachable, empathetic, and secure in their interactions. When you embody this authentic confidence, women notice. It's not in your words or how loudly you proclaim your achievements, but in how you move through the world, calm, steady, and self-assured. In the next part, we'll explore the power of listening and empathy, two often overlooked qualities that are essential for building meaningful connections. Stay with me, because everything we've discussed so far will feed directly into what comes next. In today's fast-paced world, people are quick to speak but slow to listen. And yet, one of the most powerful ways to truly connect with someone, especially in relationships, is by mastering the art of listening. Women, like anyone, want to feel heard, understood, and valued. But listening, real listening, is a skill that requires attention, patience, and empathy. In Stoicism, we are taught to quiet the mind, to be present in the moment without the distractions of our ego or immediate desires. This practice of mindfulness is key to becoming a good listener. When you listen with the intent to understand, rather than to respond, you're giving the other person a space to express their thoughts and emotions freely without judgment. This is the essence of empathy, and it's at the heart of any meaningful connection. Now let's break this down. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about observing the unspoken, tone, body language, pauses. When you listen deeply, you begin to pick up on things that are not being explicitly said, but are just as important. This awareness allows you to respond in a way that shows you truly understand her, not just on a surface level, but emotionally and intellectually. That's when trust begins to form. Empathy is the next step after listening. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to feel what they feel, and to understand their perspective, even if it differs from your own. Stoicism teaches us the importance of community and interconnectedness. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are all part of a greater whole, and empathy is the glue that holds relationships together. When you approach conversations with empathy, you show that you care about her experience and that her emotions matter to you. But how does this connect to what women want? Women, like anyone, want to feel understood. When you listen and show empathy, you offer something rare, a genuine connection. You're not just focused on what you can get from the relationship, but on what you can give, how you can support, and how you can be present for her. This kind of emotional availability is attractive because it's rooted in genuine care, not manipulation or pretense. However, empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything or losing yourself in someone else's emotions. Stoicism teaches balance, understanding others without compromising your own integrity. By listening and practicing empathy, you foster a deeper, more authentic connection, while still maintaining your own sense of self. In the next part, we'll explore the alignment of values, a critical aspect of any lasting relationship. Stay with me, because empathy and values are closely intertwined, and together they build the foundation for long-term connection. If there's one thing that defines the strength and longevity of a relationship, it's the alignment of values. In the world of Stoicism, living according to virtue is essential for a meaningful life. The same principle applies to relationships. For a relationship to thrive, both people must share a fundamental understanding of what truly matters: virtue, purpose, and integrity. This alignment becomes the bedrock upon which everything else is built. Now, when we speak of values, we're not just talking about superficial preferences like hobbies or interests. We're talking about the deeper principles that guide our actions: honesty, kindness, respect, purpose. Women, like all individuals, seek relationships where these core values are shared and practiced. Without this alignment, there will always be a disconnect, no matter how much attraction or chemistry might exist. Let's break this down. Stoicism teaches us to reflect deeply on what we hold most dear and to live in accordance with those values. In relationships, it's crucial to understand not only your own values, but also to recognize and appreciate the values of the person you are with. Women are drawn to men who know what they stand for, who have principles, and who live their lives with integrity. This consistency is vital because it shows you are not swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. But here's the key. It's not enough to simply have values. There must be a shared understanding between you and the person you're with. If you value honesty, but the other person prioritizes self-interest or manipulation, the relationship will inevitably be strained. Likewise, if you believe in generosity and kindness, while the other person values material gain over compassion, conflict will arise. Alignment doesn't mean you agree on everything, but it means you both value the same core principles that guide your lives. Women want to know that the man they are with shares their vision for life, especially when it comes to things that truly matter. This doesn't just create compatibility, it creates trust. When your actions consistently reflect your values, it builds a sense of reliability. She knows that in moments of challenge, you'll make choices grounded in integrity. But how do you discover this alignment? Through deep conversations, vulnerability, and honesty. Stoicism encourages us to engage with the world with an open mind and a discerning heart, to seek out relationships that enhance our virtues rather than erode them. You must be willing to discuss the things that matter most, not just ambitions, but ethics, beliefs, and what drives your sense of purpose. Remember, alignment of values isn't about forcing someone to conform to your ideals. It's about finding someone whose virtues resonate with yours and who strengthens your path to becoming a better version of yourself. In the next and final part, we'll dive into a Stoic lesson that's crucial for all relationships: letting go of control. Stay with me, because without understanding this concept, all the values we've discussed will remain fragile. Letting go is the key to sustaining meaningful, lasting relationships. We've talked about emotional intelligence, authentic confidence, listening, empathy, and the alignment of values. All of these are essential for creating deep, meaningful connections. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that brings it all together: letting go of control. This is a concept central to Stoicism and absolutely vital when it comes to understanding what women, and people in general, truly want in relationships. Stoicism teaches us that there are two spheres in life: what we can control and what we cannot. Our thoughts, actions, and decisions are within our control. Everything else, the opinions, desires, and reactions of others, lies outside of our grasp. The key to living a balanced, harmonious life is accepting this distinction. Yet, so many relationships suffer because one or both partners try to control things they cannot, leading to frustration, anxiety, and conflict. Now, how does this relate to relationships, especially to what women want? Women seek relationships where they feel free, understood, and respected. Nobody wants to be controlled. Attempting to control another person, whether it's their thoughts, feelings, or actions, is not only impossible, but it also breeds resentment and pushes people away. True connection comes from a place of trust and acceptance. When you let go of trying to control the outcome of the relationship, you allow space for it to grow organically. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing you can control in any relationship is how you show up, how present, understanding, and supportive you are. Beyond that, you must relinquish the need to force things into place. Letting go of control also means letting go of expectations. Often, relationships become strained when we place rigid expectations on how the other person should behave or feel. But women, like anyone, want to be loved and accepted for who they are, not molded into an ideal that someone else has in mind. When you release the need for everything to fit into a preconceived mold, you allow the relationship to breathe and evolve naturally. This doesn't mean you stop caring or become passive. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to be fully present and committed to our values, but without becoming attached to specific outcomes. You offer your best, you act with virtue, and you accept that the rest is beyond your control. By letting go of control, you also show that you trust the other person. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. When you stop trying to dictate the pace or direction of the relationship, you give her the freedom to be herself, which deepens the connection. Paradoxically, it's this letting go that allows real intimacy and closeness to emerge. In every relationship, there will be moments of uncertainty and there will be challenges. But the Stoic approach teaches us to meet those moments with calmness and acceptance. You cannot control how someone else will respond to you, but you can control how you act, how you react, and how you embody your values. So remember, by letting go of control, you're not giving up power. You're gaining the freedom to engage in relationships without the weight of unrealistic expectations. Women appreciate this kind of emotional freedom because it reflects confidence, trust, and emotional maturity. And with that, we've come full circle. We started with emotional intelligence, and we end here with the ultimate expression of that intelligence. The ability to let go, to trust, and to allow relationships to flourish without force or fear. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you've followed each part, you now understand that everything we've discussed, from mastering your emotions to letting go of control, fits together to create a more fulfilling, meaningful connection. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life, and it can transform how you approach relationships and everything else. As we come to the conclusion of this journey, let's reflect on the core principles we've explored, each part forming a crucial piece in understanding not just what women want, but how to cultivate deeper, more authentic relationships through the wisdom of Stoicism. Part 1. Set the foundation with mastering emotional intelligence. Here we learned that emotional control is not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding and managing them. Women, like anyone, are drawn to stability and emotional maturity, which allows you to become a calming, steady presence in their lives. In Part 2, we explored understanding authentic confidence. True confidence, as the Stoics teach, comes from within. It's grounded in self-awareness, not external validation. Women appreciate men who don't need to boast or seek approval, but instead exude a quiet assurance that is rooted in integrity and humility. Part 3 brought us to the power of listening and empathy. We discovered that real connection begins with listening, not just hearing words, but truly understanding what's being communicated, both verbally and non-verbally. Women want to feel heard and understood, and empathy is the gateway to that deeper emotional connection. In Part 4, we discussed the alignment of values. Shared values are the bedrock of any lasting relationship. By knowing your own values and aligning them with those of the person you're with, you create a relationship built on mutual respect and integrity, qualities that women value deeply. Finally, in Part 5, we tackled letting go of control. Stoicism teaches us that we can only control our own actions and responses, not those of others. In relationships, this means trusting the process, letting go of rigid expectations, and allowing space for true connection to flourish. Women, like all individuals, seek freedom in relationships, and letting go of control fosters trust and emotional maturity. Each part of this monologue builds on the last, creating a holistic approach to understanding what women want. It's not about manipulation or tactics. It's about embodying values like emotional intelligence, confidence, empathy, integrity, and trust. By living these Stoic principles, you'll not only create healthier relationships, but also find greater fulfillment in your own life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you've taken in each part, you now have a clearer, Stoic approach to navigating relationships. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights. And remember, Stoicism is more than a philosophy. It's a path to becoming your best self in relationships and beyond.